Hello guys, welcome back everybody who's viewed before, welcome to the new viewers. I am Mr. JP, the game is Out of Ore, and today I'm giving the 500 a second chance. I don't use it much because I don't get on with it. I've been playing with it this afternoon, as you've noticed from if you've seen the 30-second fudge up videos. I'm good at rolling it. I've got another roll to go on the fudge ups as well, so yeah. But yeah, this is the 500. I'm going to be using it with the dump truck there, so let's get stuck in. First off, I'm going to set my GPS, so open up the queue window, go to the 0, click it. I know I'm going over this again and repeating myself, but yeah, it's so useful, pretty much. Like, I keep on finding new uses for the darn thing. So for something that's only got one button and one display, it is inherently handy. As you can see, I'm going to be cutting at an angle if I go in at there, so I don't really want to. This is what I mean about inherently handy. You can see when you're sort of cutting angles or anything really. Yeah, let's find somewhere a bit more level to make this cut. See already the 500's tendency to just take chunks out of everything going. Yeah, we'll see whether I can get in here without off-angling too much. See, I'm taking it nice and slow on this opening cut because it's sort of going to define the level. Yeah, we're climbing a bit now, but that's alright because I want to fill the bucket. I'll take that out of there, go back over here. When opening up a new cut like this, best to sort of take it slow when you dig. You don't want to rush it. If it starts to go wrong, backing up early and starting again is better than trying to fix a massive mess, really, to be quite honest. And this thing can make a massive mess if you're moving forward too quickly and that bucket digs in and the wheel goes into the hole and the bucket digs in more, and before you know it, you're on your side. I wasn't really concentrating, just messing around with the waste pile, and yeah, this thing can dig a hole. So it's got its place. I personally think it's more of an excavator than a loader, but yeah, it's growing on me, I guess would be the... I spent a lot of time using it in my first game, and I didn't really perceive its advantages then. And it does have advantages, like you can just drive into a pile like this and just keep on driving and piling up gear and push it into, you know, if there's a hole beyond that you want to fill up, for instance, like that. Getting skilled with using the bucket on the load is kind of handy. It's good for road building because you can sort of just gently scatter the contents of the bucket whilst reversing and get a nice level sort of distribution of material along the road surface if you're just trying to build it up a little evenly, or if you're just filling in little divots and holes in your mining surface, you know. Bulldozer is also a good option depending on the situation and how much you need to do. I still need to play with the grader. I was thinking of selling off my EXP as well because I'm not using the EXP excavator at the moment. I think for what the EXP is going to do, I'm going to actually try out one of the other excavators for variety's sake, so there'll be a video on that at some point. I'm not sure which one to go for yet. Use the Legal, use the big EXP, so I might try one of the smaller ones out, see what that's like. Yeah, sorry, I'm just taking it easy here because I'm trying to set up that level surface, as I say. It's probably not going to go so well. First gear. Yeah, it's starting to climb already. But I am sort of getting to where the pay dirt is in the hill. That's what this cut is about. It's about removing this excess material from down here, setting up a new level for that mine. So I'm going to cut out the rest of this shelf sort of to the left there where I'm pointing now. And it will give me a drop off for building machinery, a few things. Oh, that's going to popcorn. Nearly rolled then. When you've got your load high up, you are excessively vulnerable to rolling. For those who aren't familiar with that kind of thing with loaders and forklift trucks, there's a few devices that are used in industry that look pretty safe, but once you've got the boom up, are inherently dangerous. I've nearly rolled a small electric forklift helping another one, trying to get a load up into a warehouse before now. I've learnt my lesson. You don't play games like that, and if you do, you keep your hands in the cab. Hands on the wheel in a roll, boys. Hands in a roll. If it's going to roll, hands on the wheel. Likewise, I mean, there's a few safety videos about mining on YouTube, and coal mining especially, and safety in machines and what to do in an accident, what to do, you know, if you're bulldozing a surge pile and you get sucked into the hole, a few things like that. And whilst it realistically has no reference to most people's normal lives, it's interesting to know, because you might find yourself in a similar situation in a car, and it might just save you getting a broken arm or something, you know. On a quad bike, since October last year or the year before, they're all meant to be fitted with a roll bar now. Not sure, you probably want to hold on. I've only ever done really motorcycles and sidecars, never done quads. Done Land Rovers though, done a lot of off-roading in, there's a class of off-roading called road tax vehicle trialling, and another class called safari racing. I used to indulge in a little bit of that when I had Defender Land Rovers. Didn't wreck one, did quite well. Watched a couple of other people wreck them. It's quite funny really. One guy hit this pair of jumps a bit quick, landed in the middle with his front wheels sort of on the next jump and his back wheels off on the landing ramp, and just this chassis decided that was the moment to let go in the middle of the vehicle, and it collapsed. So front end was pointing upwards, back end was pointing backwards and upwards, and the middle was on the floor. Quite amusing. Quite sad as well, obviously, it's a dead Land Rover, but I think that one returned because it was more of a toy for the weekends than an actual road taxed vehicle. A lot of people were doing that. As long as it passed scrutineering, everything was fine. So yeah, good fun times on the track with that. Kind of like the load lock in this game, because it means I could drive the dump truck like I wished I could drive my Land Rover now. Because it was all-wheel drive club stuff as well. You sometimes got like 6-wheel drive Land Rovers and that kind of thing. What we call the funnies. Always a good laugh to see. I'll always remember it was an American thing, Grand Jeep Cherokee. It was the like executive edition with all the leather seats and all the nice powered stuff. I think the boys borrowed it off the boss for the weekend, or it was the boss's motor or something, and either way, I don't think they had permission to be there. And they put it on its side in a mud trap, and there's all these Land Rover enthusiasts looking at it and sucking their thumbs about it because it's a Jeep. Why would they want to recover a Jeep? Especially when it involves getting muddy. So it was on its side, the seals were just starting to go in the water, and we all stood there for 10 minutes watching it slowly sink deeper. Whilst, yeah, we enjoyed that. But hey, it really didn't belong at the off-roading day, so if you're going to take something that doesn't belong to something like that, you're going to get hurt, you're going to have a bad day, you know. It's like if you're not ready to party hard when you turn up to a Spanish party. Because those guys know how to party, from what I've heard anyway. I've never been to one. A few of my friends who partied in Spain have partied like they partied in Spain here around me, so I've got a good kind of idea of what goes on. But yeah, not really the holiday sort. I don't really do foreign travel. Nothing against it, just strong opinions about aircraft and their overuse in society. So I don't tend to use them. I'm also like huge, not in a fat way, but in a tall way, and economy seating is just not the best thing for me on aircraft. Like, I think for air travel I might categorise myself as an animal and put myself in a crate, because I'll pass all of the quarantine stuff, because I won't have any of those diseases, so I'll be able to get out of quarantine quite quickly. And I get a nice cage, I get people coming up and checking I'm alright, change my water, you know, it wouldn't be too bad. But if I was going to do foreign travel, I think it'd have to be by ship these days. And I think I'd try and find something that wasn't like a cruise liner, like a commercial ship. You know, crew of 13 on board, and an oil tanker, so you can go for a ride around the deck if the, you know, on a push bike if the weather's nice. Help the first mate out with his deck inspections or something for the trip, you know. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be the way to travel. Got some friends in Canada. It'd be quite nice to go and see them. Especially in the winter, I love snow. You know, I miss snow. Like, global warming's a bitch. It really is. At the same time, if we get more extreme weather patterns and the winters get a bit harsher and we get some snow, I'll be quite happy. For once I've got a working Land Rover. Every time it snowed previously, like 10 years ago or so, and 15 years ago, my Land Rover was always off the road. You know, with a chassis that needed doing, or, you know, something major that stopped you from just, yeah, we'll take it out. So I used to drive it around with only one drive shaft attached, so only one axle worked and all sorts. Probably the reason why the cars like mine were probably the reason they decided to tighten up on all those laws. It was good fun, good, clean, and relatively safe, because like having the front drive shaft missing really wasn't a problem. Likewise, having a rear axle that didn't work was really not a problem, because you just unbolted the drive shaft, locked the differential and carried on driving in an emergency, which no real risk. You're just a two-wheel drive instead of a four-wheel drive. Obviously you have to take all of the components of the drive shaft off, otherwise you've got a loose drive shaft flapping around under there, which was likely to happen with the way there's a spider joint on drive shafts, and it fills with mud and crud when you're off-roading, and the land near where I live is pretty sandy, especially where we were off-roading with all the mud and stuff, and it used to eat spiders like something awful. Those universal joints were just a nightmare to maintain. So if you went off-roading on the common that was covered in sand, there was a good chance you were going to have to do your spiders in the next month. So found I could get the ones with grease nipples and pump them full of grease, and that'd extend their life to 2 or 3 sessions up there. But yeah, every 3 months, drive shafts off, spiders doing. One of the reasons I stopped owning them, I just couldn't keep up with the maintenance anymore. It was getting ridiculous. Changing axles at weekends and all sorts. Got pretty good at changing a Defender's rear axle though. Can change out one of those and fit a new one on and get it up and running, brakes bled and everything in about 2 hours. So yeah, I was a pretty good Land Rover mechanic when I could actually exert more than 10 kilos of force. These days, yeah, 10 kilos of force, you're not even going to go and do a bolt. Like I'd have to use one of those impact hammers to undo everything, and you just can't get in with them. They tend to shear stuff as well, they're really aggressive. So yeah, goodbye car maintenance. Hello, sending it in and acting like an executive when I don't have the money. But the current Land Rover is a bit more of a technical issue for me to do maintenance on anyway. It's mainly electronic. It's not one of the new ones, it's a 4 Series, the Discovery 4. Commercial edition. Drinks like a fish. Don't tend to do many miles in it, so you environmentalists out there, I spend more on insurance than I do road miles a year. I'm doing you a favour, because it's not owned by one of the women round here who think it's okay to use a vehicle like that to do less than a mile to pick up the children from school. Yes, your fat tubby children who cause us all to need to pay more for our sugary food when we're skinny need to walk to school and not ride in the car. But hey, we'll get off my gripes. I've got some strong opinions that people won't like, but I think we can all agree that the excessive use of large vehicles for the school run in urban environments is a bad move. And the little village in the countryside that I live in that's rapidly turning into a large town should probably be classed as one of those urban environments now, unfortunately. We shall see what the future brings. I'd quite like to move out somewhere quieter. I think I live with my parents, so kind of by choice, but also kind of by circumstance. Mum's been ill a long time, and there comes a point when you're single and you never meet the one, where you sort of throw in your lot with your folks and decide that looking after them is as good a fate as any. And it's quite comfy. I get well looked after. Don't have too many worries, a bit like being an animal in a zoo really. Cost is a few traumatic instances being a home carer. It comes with the territory. So for those of you out there who are a bit of a quandary in life and you've got an ill relative, don't discount going to live with them and being a carer. It's quite traumatic, well, can be depending on the situation, but underneath it all, it's well worth it. Like, I like looking after people. I like helping you guys. Like, the support you guys are giving means a lot more than you probably think out there. You know, it's nice to know you're all out there, really. What goes on at home, it's yeah, no, kind of a nice relief. So yeah, it means a lot to me, all you guys viewing and subscribing and stuff. So yeah, as for the 500, as you can see, it has its advantages. It's a digger. This one's more of an excavator. But as long as you keep that bucket level as you're going in, and then gently just lock it into first gear and just gently slide, you can use it to level up an area to work in quite well. So yeah, this one might be appearing a bit more in some future vids. I've got plans that I'm not going to go into because they might not happen, basically. But yeah, you see how you can dig out quite a nice hole quite quickly. I may have done something stupid. I may have meant to unload the dumper. Yeah. Oops. Oh well. That's why it wasn't generating many balls as I was digging, because the dumper's already full. You can only have so many of these balls, people. Don't get greedy, like I have here. Oh, and I just got popcorn, big style. Is the dumper gut? Yeah, we're in trouble here now. Here we go. Press V, E. Oh dear, this may be the end of this filming session. Nope. Thought we were going to have a crash then. I had a massive lag as the dumper started moving around. But we're going to lock both those loads before anything bad happens. Bad stuff already happened. Look at the state of the road. Glad I didn't end the video at 15 minutes. Now you've all seen what happens when JP screws up. So yeah, you know, you're seeing a bit of why I don't like the 500. It's easy to get carried away, and always remember your parking brake as well. I just realised I left the brakes off, and oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, this could be fun. Because the load lock's switched on the dumper, it had trapped the bucket behind the rocks. They're actually load locked into the dumper. So yeah, load lock's a powerful tool. Be careful with it. I think I'm going to leave all that like it is. I'm not even going to press V and let it drop down. I'm just going to drive with it and see what happens. But yeah, because I've got so many of these rocks around now, sort of causing a little bit of lag, and my computer's obviously working hard recording as well. I'm thinking about upgrades for RAM and graphics card, but also thinking about a twin pair of joysticks. So probably going to be a one or the other situation, but we'll see what happens. If anyone knows a better graphics card than an NVIDIA 1080, that's a significant improvement, let me know. Otherwise I'm going to stick with the old stalwart of the 1080, because from what I've read they've been pretty reliable, even though they're 6 years old now. I might end up just getting a more advanced one with the architecture, but I've only got a 9th generation i7 as well, and I think we're on 14th generation now, so I might see if I can get an upgraded chip. Don't know. We'll see which I think, after some reading, gives me the best performance. But if you've got an opinion, please let me know in the comments. Like, what rig are you using, I guess is the question. If you've made it through 20 minutes of this video listening to me, you're like, wow. As I say, all you viewers and subscribers have amazed me with the response. I thought this was just going to be a channel for me and my mates, and it's yeah, shocked me that there's so many people out there watching. I'm guessing it's because you're looking for stuff that you need help with for Out of Ore. So if you've got any questions about something in a video, or you want me to do a video showing something, or you want me to try something different or go exploring, let me know, you know. So yeah, conclusions on the 500. It's a nice excavator. As you can see, smooths out an area very nicely. We'll just do a bit of smoothing in here whilst I'm talking. Yeah, it's got its place in the inventory. This is one to keep. So for those of you who have been watching this and wondering why the money in my account jumps around quite a lot all the time, one, I've been buying and selling a lot of the machinery. I started out with about 4 mil, and so my money jumped up and down as I bought and tried different bits of machinery. The recent jump up was selling a bulldozer, the 1.4 mil. I stripped all the components I put on it off and sold them separately as well. So, like if you sell it with GPS on it, you've just lost 10 grand. So yeah, I'll just quickly. That's the machine that I'm going to sell over there. This EXB. So we'll sell that ripper tool for it, because I don't want that thing around. And so yeah, I've now got 3.7 mil. I'll be buying a small dozer, I think, to replace that, or a different excavator. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope that answers some questions about the 500 and what I'm doing when I road build. I pretty much just extract material and dump it. I'm not worried about whether it's pay dirt or not. There's so much pay dirt around, it's unreal. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll keep on trying to produce useful content. Have a great evening.